Hello there people, and welcome back to RealScreenReviews.com. I'm Nick Yakabuchi, and our next film is the drama comedy Cyrus. Cyrus is an art house film that has been given a limited release around the country, and it debuted on only 446 screens opening on Friday, July 16th, 2010. This film stars John C. Reilly, Jonah Hill, Catherine Keener, and Academy Award winner Marisa Tomei. Cyrus comes to us from the directing team of brothers Mark and Jay Duplass. The Duplass brothers are credited with directing 4 or 5 small or low-budget independent films, but this is the first time that they have the backing of Fox Searchlight Pictures, and even though that this is a smaller division of 20th Century Fox, this studio brings a willingness to create good movies and A-list acting talent to go right along with it. Our movie opens telling us the story of John, a man bored with his job, all alone, and waiting for his ex-wife to remarry. John C. Reilly portrays John and was left by his ex, played by the remarkably underrated actress Catherine Keener. They remain close friends, and she and her fiancé even drag John to a party to try and get him out of this down-on-your-luck depression that has so engulfed him. Much to everyone's surprise, and even John's, he in fact does meet a wonderful, beautiful, outgoing, and all-around great gal, Molly. Molly is brought to life by Marisa Tomei, and she is just one of those actresses that just seems to get more beautiful and more talented each time that I see her. Molly and John share an interesting first meeting, and as it progresses, they soon become intimate. Things are going well, however, Molly is very reluctant to take John over to her place. After going into stalker mode, John follows Molly to her residence and for the first time discovers and encounters her son Cyrus, and the title character is played by Jonah Hill. Almost immediately you get a sense of rivalry and opposition. There's definitely something between these two guys. As the story progresses, John slowly starts to realize the devious intentions of Cyrus, but can rarely get through to Molly. She and her son have lived together their whole lives without a father figure, and they share a very tight bond between them. In my opinion, it's a little too tight. Every time John tries to make his relationship with Molly progress, Cyrus is right there to torpedo it. There are some funny moments and confrontations between John and Cyrus, and the two had me laughing many times throughout this feature. People, this is a very solid film, and this is a very good film. In a summer filled with relentless, big-budget special effects, how amazingly refreshing it was to go into a theater and leave with a feeling that you now know someone that you didn't know before you went to the movies. Straight away, this film out-and-out works because of lead actor John C. Reilly. This gentleman, best known for roles in Boogie Nights, Chicago, and Talladega Nights, is in my opinion one of the most talented actors in Hollywood. In many roles, but especially this one, he is the essential, wholesome everyman. And I truly believe that he is just one part away from being remembered in the same likes of Henry Fonda or James Stewart. Throughout the movie Cyrus, he completely owns the sympathy of the audience, and you really want to see this relationship work out for him. I also enjoyed on occasion what seemed to me to be the use of handheld cameras. It very much reminded me of the TV show The Shield, whereas the camera was really in your face, mainly only in conversations of course, but it added quite a bit of realism to an already practical tale. Now, one problem I need to hit on is a trait of our title character Cyrus. The problem that I have is that he's very deceptive. Some of the things that he does are funny, but some are very cruel. Some of the tricks that he pulls are amusing, but some are just wrong in my opinion. You know, something else that struck me is he's not just hurting John. Cyrus's mother is also a victim to his antics, and I don't believe this ever even occurs to him. He's a very selfish person, and it's hard to side with anyone that can't look beyond themselves. You know, there are some other minor issues I had, but I love the fact that this is a real movie. When I say that this is a real film, I mean that I actually went and met these people on screen. As the story played out, I actually got to know them, and here's the best part. When the movie was coming to a close, I actually cared about the people that I had met. I wanted to see these two interesting and nice individuals end up together because they should and they don't deserve to be alone. And the main conflict in the film can be so easily identified by the millions of people just searching for Mr. or Mrs. Right. At 95 minutes, Cyrus was paced perfectly for the kind of movie that it is, and if it would have been any longer, I think that it would have worked against itself. The very end didn't need to be played out more clearly, but they could have given us a little bit more information. However, a really good time at the theater with standout performances from the 3 leads. If you're looking for a highly enjoyable, fresh comedy, then I can recommend Cyrus to you. A very solid film that gets 3.5 stars out of 4, and remember people, I'm not always right, only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.